What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We took a week off for the holidays, but we're finally back. And today we have Alex. Alex, I appreciate you coming.
No problem.
What, 9 hours?
Oh, yeah, 9 hours,
We've
baby.
been talking about this for a while, too, but you
Yep.
know, I mean, you want to kind of bring that up? Where were you, or what were you doing over there?
I'm over in the Green Bay area of Wisconsin. I had to move over there for a promotion for my job for Milwaukee Tool.
Lucky.
Yeah, I met some great people out there. Shout out my 920 crew, Sturgeon Bay. We've been hunting a lot out there. And yeah, man, it's a lot of the same. I'd say like field infrastructure is here, you know.
Is it?
Yeah. There's the big bay, and you got a lot of fields and whatnot.
We kind of just talked about it was like the thumb, kind of like with Saginaw Bay and Lake Huron and stuff like that. Kind of that same situation.
Yep. So we hunt up on a big peninsula that's the upper part of Wisconsin, and you get those ducks and geese that just come off the water everywhere on both sides, and it's just it can be mayhem.
That's gnarly.
Yeah. Yep.
Where did you start hunting at?
I started hunting here.
Okay.
With my grandfather at about 11, 12 years old. Went out on my first hunt with him and his friends. We hunted Celeron, calf, humbug.
Just the old classics.
The old classic road show of the Detroit River.
Yeah.
And that was, grew up walleye fishing, hand jigging and stuff with him. And
that's coming up too.
Yeah, it is. That's coming up quick.
We'll talk about that because this weather, which we'll talk about with the waterfowl season, but I think this weather might have something to do with the walleye season this year as well.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway.
I think so too, 100%.
Because, we haven't froze up one time yet.
Nope.
So, who knows how early they're going to be rolling in.
Throws them all off.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So, you started when you were 11 around here. Any thing crazy, I guess? What kind of kept you going in with it? We talked about, not on the podcast, before the podcast, talked about the sports and, the bonding with it all.
Yeah.
What kind of kept you going with this waterfowl? Because a lot of people back out at a certain age or whatever it may be. They lose passion for it. What kept you into it?
Right. I think with me is, I'm going to be honest with you, I love it like I loved hockey, and I played hockey at a pretty high level, and I love this shit more. If I couldn't do it, I would die without it.
Right.
And I think what really kept me going was after hockey, when I was out of the full swing of working out twice a day, practicing, all that kind of stuff.
I was still busy.
You have to, and I was still competitive. And so I found my roots after, I'd say, I still hunted in college quite a bit, as much as I could with our hectic schedule. But after college, it took over. I needed to fill that void, and I went full blown back in. I started hitting up old buddies I hadn't hit up in a while from here, and getting back, going on hunts, and figuring everything back out again about the water. And just, after hockey, I had to fill that void, and it's been great since. We've been pretty successful.
I'm kind of glad you brought that up when we first started texting about doing this podcast, because I never really even put two and two together for baseball for me, because I was training in college and whatever else, and I never put the 2 and 2 with taking everybody out and filling, like you said, that void of just being active and doing something, or keeping your mind busy.
Right.
Excuse me, because I think I'd go absolutely insane if I didn't have that. You know what I mean? It'd be
100%
nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So what kind of, how did you guys, or how did you get introduced to the Wisconsin guys over there?
Actually, it's a funny story. I went to Home Depot because me and the wife rent a house out there. Job's always changing, so I got to rent.
Okay.
Rent a house out there, and I had to fix a closet, so I had to go get some conduit to hang up, to hang my shirts up and stuff.
Good old conduit trick.
Yeah, had to. And I met this kid that had sick on, like how you met me at the bar, right?
I'll have to bring that up, yeah.
And I said, hey, man, I like your jacket. Hey, what's going on, blah, blah. And lo and behold, he's the Milwaukee rep for the Home Depot store. I had no idea.
Kidding.
Yeah. And so that was it. Right then and there, me and him were same person. We got on salmon fishing early in the summer, king salmon. And then he's like, yeah, goose hunt heavy too. And yeah, and that was it. I got introduced to him and his friends, and Brandon Schultz Photography. I don't know if you...
Sounds familiar.
He's he runs with us. He's
Have you posted his stuff?
Yeah, okay, super talented. He runs with 2W. I don't know, Prim Springs.
Yes,
a couple guys out there. Yep. So
so you got the job and everything,
dude. I had it
just from saying.
I'm so grateful.
What's up?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yep.
I feel like you guys should be on like the Bellied Up podcast or something. And just tell your story about it.
It was awesome, man. It's been amazing. Those guys are awesome.
No, that's sweet because that's, I mean, basically the same way that how I met you. I think we were waiting in line to take a piss at the bar one day.
Yep.
And one of us, or I said something, or you said something, I forget how it was. Said nice hat or nice jacket or whatever it was. Right. And next thing you know, it's like, you know, we've always known of each other or whatever because of mutual friends and stuff. But like, you know, we haven't talked as much as we have recently about what's everything is about, you know. But so that's kind of crazy that you met all those guys from a different state just off of that.
Wild, man. Yeah, it's been wild. And I can't thank those guys enough for, you know, they didn't have to do what they've done with me, introducing me to their friends and taking me on all these. I mean, my one buddy there is a third generation winery owner. Yeah, so they have fields. The access to the fields they have is it's invaluable of how much they have, you know. So
the amount of trust that they're actually able to put into you.
Trust, a lot of trust. Yeah, they're very tight-lipped over in Wisconsin too. They don't do what they did with me. Yeah, so I'm very fortunate, thankful.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What how's the hunting different like from over here? Like what's different that they do over here or over there than here? Like field wise. Is there anything that's like that stands out towards you, like for you?
I mean, around here when I would hunt fields and we would have good windy days when that wind was right. Mm-hmm. I ran with a lot of guys from here that would run socks. You don't run socks, do you?
No, I don't. No.
They run a lot of socks out there.
Really?
Yeah, a ton of socks. A lot of movement, a lot of shaking the butt feed line. They like that look.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
a
ton
Rip
of socks.
Just let one loose over here.
Did he?
I think so.
Oh man. Bush Light.
I think I just tasted it.
Yeah.
Jeez. Sorry. Yeah, holy smokes, man. There's something different about a dog fart, though. I'll tell you.
Dude, there is. My dogs are the worst.
It's horrible.
Oh, yeah.
But no, sorry to cut you off. But the socks, that's kind of a crazy kind of.
A lot of socks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A lot of socks and silos. Actually, my one buddy that we run with up there, he said last year they had hunts where they were shooting 30, 40 geese and just straight running 6 silos. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. In layouts.
So here's my concept with the solo silos, whatever anybody wants to call them, is, you know, you're way up Green Bay, up top, northern part. Same with the guys up in like northern part of Michigan here.
Yep.
Up there, I feel like you can get away with a lot more because you got a lot of fresh birds that are getting pushed into the area. It's almost like a Fergus Falls situation.
100%.
You go a little bit further down into the state.
They've been hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you're going to be getting away with as much as you do up there.
Right.
You know, and I'll say it like some of the guys that I hunted with this year, we've reshared their stuff, like the Dirty 30 guys, my buddy Ryan and Justin. Yeah. We hunted with them once this year. I think it was Thanksgiving morning, and they ran silhouettes, and it worked.
Yeah,
but
were you shaking your head a little bit? Like,
oh, dude, we're setting up the decoys, and I'm like, dude, this is so stupid. Like, what am I even doing here right now? And we banged them up, dude. Like, they were decoying 20 yards in front of us. I mean, just perfect, you know, everything. Everything worked out good, and I was like, I have to get me some more of these stupid things. Right? But I mean, I don't know. I feel so weird when I'm using them.
Just running straight. I know when he showed me pictures last year and videos, I was like, no, I don't believe you. You know? I was like, no way. He's like, look, man, just straight silent. But that is very true. Those birds come down and they're so fresh that a lot of them haven't seen too many spreads yet, and they haven't been shot at yet.
Right.
So yeah, it might be easier to manipulate them into that spread.
Because I mean, for us above us, I mean, what are you looking at? Hudson Bay birds that are coming down. What about over that way?
We're right under. We're under more of like Thunder Bay.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. Yep.
They do a lot of double bands up there, don't they?
A lot of double bands. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that one. I don't know if I sent you that one mallard that I shot. The reward and the.
Yeah.
That was from Thunder Bay.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
No kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was from Point Moulet. I was like, dude, son of a bitch.
No, I was in Wisconsin. That was
because everybody in Point Moulet would be like all over you if that was the case.
No,
it's horrible over there.
No, I've shot 2 bands out of Point Moulet my whole life. So
God dang, Rip. You smell that or no?
I'm catching whiffs.
Holy
subtle
smokes.
Whiffs.
God, it smells like burnt beef jerky.
What are you feeding them? Eukanuba?
Dude.
Victor's?
No, it's neither one of those. I forget the name of the thing. There's so many different dog foods nowadays where it's like every year they come out with different stuff that comes out with why this is bad for you or bad for the dog, whatever. It's just like,
yeah,
I don't know. How old's your dog? We'll bring that up into it.
Dixie May? Dixie May's 2.
2, so same age as Rip then?
Yeah, okay. Yep, she's still a pup.
Yeah, how's she doing? Have you hunted her?
Oh, I hunt her pretty much every time we go. Yeah, she's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
We had a lot to work on with the breaking.
Mm-hmm.
We got that squared away. Now we're moved on to casting. She's doing really good at the casting, naturally picking it up.
That's awesome.
Like I send you snaps all the time. Mm-hmm. I work with her at least 3 to 4 days a week.
That's awesome. That's what I slack in, honestly, is like, because my black Ellie, she's more of like the stubborn dog where like she's probably smarter than I am, but like maybe she doesn't want to do it and she's not going to do it. So it's like he's more of like a driven dog, you know?
Yeah. But more of a pleaser.
Yeah. Like I need to just get it. I need to get more onto it. But it's like going to a gym. It's like if you had a workout buddy,
right? You'd
want to go out a lot more.
Oh yeah. Hold you accountable.
Yeah, right. Like if you had a guy that went out there and you guys both brought dogs, like say me and you go out and work the dogs, like we're both kind of like bumping shoulders or whatever, like getting out there, wanting to go out there and work with them, you know. So it's one of those things, but I'm always so busy though too. That's what's tough.
Yeah. I'm fortunate. I work from home.
That's super nice.
So, you know, when my work gets busy, as long as I'm squared away on my work, I'm good. And I can take a break. I can run her. I can come back, finish some more. You know what I mean? I got to break some of my schedule, which is nice.
That's super nice. Then.
Yeah.
Well, American Lab?
Yeah. Yep. Pure American Lab.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's nice.
She's very small, though. She's 47 pounds.
So it ain't much different than Rip here, then.
No.
Because Rip's, I think, 55.
Yep. I love it, though, man.
Oh, it's so
easy to pull in the boat by the vest. Yeah.
That's what's nice, because Ellie, she's English, so she's 80, I think.
Okay. That's a big girl.
Yeah, she's a big girl.
That's got to be your goose girl.
Surprisingly, he does better at geese.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
It's weird, man.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's a dog out there, man. He's like
you can tell. You can tell it. He ain't letting nothing get by.
No, he was, I don't know, just a little guy. I think he was like 3-4 months old or something like that. Maybe not even. And we got done with the hunt. I brought a duck back, and he's carrying it around. I'll have to show you the video of it. He's carrying the duck around the house, not around the house, but like the backyard and stuff, like happier than a pig in mud about it. I don't know. It's funny, just the different vibes that you're getting off of each dog.
Oh yeah,
you know,
their demeanor's all different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you do mostly around here? You do water, right?
A lot of water, man. Like I told you, when I was away from 16 till college, I kind of lost. You know, I had permissions on different fields and stuff towards, but just being away, you those connections sort of start failing over time. You're not keeping up with the farmer. Yeah, but I do a lot of water hunting. I got the boat.
That's good.
Yeah. So
how is that though? I haven't done it in so long.
Water hunting?
Yeah.
I've been pretty successful, but it's because of how much I'm out there.
Okay.
If I'm not hunting, I'm scouting.
Yeah.
If I'm not scouting, I'm walking by the water with my dog, still looking at the water, trying to see any possible area that they're favoring. What way? You know, obviously wind plays a huge factor, but what areas they might be favoring, where they want to be
learning something.
Yeah.
So I just feel like a lot of people don't do that with the water, which granted they might not have the time, which, you know, obviously it takes a lot more time to take the boat out and, you know, go look or whatever, you know what I mean? But there's also different ways of doing it though too. Like I used to scout right from the truck for the water, just trying to figure out like where they're at, or like just sit in the parking lot somewhere. I feel like just watch out kind of where they're dumping down at and then get an idea of where to go or what to do.
That's another thing too, is like I told you, like I try to mentor a lot of these younger kids that want to get into it, because I'll never turn anybody away that wants to get into it. You don't know what people are going through. Right. And this could be something that changes their life, you know, or changes their whole way of thinking. But a lot of these kids, man, they just want to buy Sitka and a Benelli and that's it. And make TikToks and they're number one, but it's like there's going to sit at the Rock at the Metro Park. You know, like you would know. Yeah. Throwing decoys out. That's how that's how I met your dad.
Yeah, acting like an idiot out there. Because like there was one hunt, man. I thought I was the coolest guy ever. Me and my dad went on a hunt in the field out like around here, and we heard all these geese, and we're like, man, what the heck's going on? So I went and knocked on the guy's door. He had a big pond. I think it was just how it went. Anyway, but there was a big pond. I asked for permission. There was a little Polish guy came out, big deep accent on him, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you can go ahead and hunt it, do whatever you got to do. It's fine. So me and my dad are sitting there. We get a burlap sack over top of us trying to hide underneath this tree.
Oh, that's awesome.
The guy's sitting behind us working on his tractor.
Yeah.
You guys seen anything yet? And we're like, you're standing 10 feet from us, bud. Like, you can tell like if we're shooting anything or not.
That's awesome.
But it was just one of those things where it's like the growth of it all. Like a lot of these guys, which I'm noticing it more and more too, which I don't blame them or don't discourage anybody for doing it.
Right.
All the small little groups that are popping up here and there now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see it.
Like the guide services now. And it's
I
like,
see it.
Come on.
I know. I see it.
It's horrible.
I know. I see it. And I grew up with a lot of the people or in friend groups of the people that are now doing it.
Right. It's just, it's.
I roll solo dolo kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
In a way.
No, I feel it. I mean, there's, that's what's tough too for even us. Like, we get a lot of guys that ask us like, oh, dude, how much to go on a hunt with you? It's like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, it's all free. Like, it's just buddy hunting and stuff. Like, we don't guide or anything. But, like, dude, there's been so much drama for even us because of, like, the company and the podcast and all this stuff. Like, people going and telling farmers that we're guiding on their property without telling them and stuff like that.
Really?
Oh, it's been horrible, man. Been horrible.
That's really shady.
When I don't even know the people. That's the thing. So it's like, you know, I don't know. There's so many different variables that a lot of these guys don't even see or realize. Like, you can start all you want on the social media, but like there's so many small steps. Like, you just can't be Joe Hines. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just can't be top dog without really knowing anything.
Yeah, that's I mean, like I said, starting off at the rock wall at the Metro Park, you throw 12 decoys and you learn. But the growth of it all is what's beautiful to me. Is like to where you want, you know where you want to get.
Right.
But it takes time to get there. It takes years to get there.
I mean, for us, for me personally, I think I've been hunting 8 years. Mm-hmm. So it really hasn't even been that long. I mean, I'm 20. Yeah. So I think I was like 18, 19 years old when I first started.
Yeah.
So it's not like I grew up. I taught my dad how to do it, basically. Like, I got him into it. I got, the family into it and stuff. And to have as much as we have now. Yeah. It just doesn't come from a dream, right? Like a good night's sleep, and then you wake up and you got all this stuff. Right. You got to put time in, and going back to the farmers, like you were saying, talking to them outside of season and
helping them outside of season. Right, that's what they want. And I got a lot of younger kids in Wisconsin too that, some kids that I work with, and hey, there's 400 geese sitting on this field. Can you call the farmer for me? No, you do it. Yeah. I've done it my whole life. You do it. You know what I mean? That's how you got to take the rejection.
And the big thing is and that's a big thing right now where the social media and the texting and all that stuff, be quiet down there. The texting and stuff, the social skills from the kids nowadays to go up to the farmers. Because me and Paul, I don't know if you know Paul Hinman. Mm-mm. So he works for GK, big photographer guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's been on the podcast.
I've seen his work.
Times. Yep. So we've talked about where, just going up to them and having a conversation will get a lot further than anything else. Just go talk to somebody. Like, those farmers work all day. They barely do anything else. Just go talk to them.
Have a convo.
You know what I mean? Like,
they're sitting in a cab all day for the most part.
Bring them a beer or something. You know what I mean? It's just do something to kind of just put your foot in the door. Our main farmer, it took us 4 years, I think it was, just to get onto his farm.
Really?
But it was just a consistency of, like, trying to help out or do what we can to just get us somewhere. Yeah. It's just, people don't realize that. And the sad part is, I think it's going away.
125%. The younger generation, everything is through the phones. Yeah. Like, even with me and you growing up, like you said, you had to shake a man's hand, you had to look at him, you had to talk. Like, that's how our dads raised us. And that is slowly slipping away from these kids now.
Well, even we did like the Point Moulet Waterfall Festival. Yeah. We hung out, me and my buddy hung out at Bay City for a little while.
Okay.
And just getting like people coming up to us and like introducing themselves. It's like, man, like, do you get out of the house much? Yeah. Like, what's going on now?
I know.
It's like, holy smokes, dude. You put lotion on your hands this morning? What's going on?
I know.
It's horrible. I'm going to have to take a little time out real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So pause real quick. All right, we're back. Just had to take a little quick little break. What are we talking about? Groups, social skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, social skills on the people. I don't know where it went wrong. I think just social media, honestly.
Yeah, everybody does everything through their phones. The kids. I mean,
yeah.
I remember I used to say this all the time before, pardon me, but before I met my fiance, I was like,
you're buying a flip phone?
What's that?
You're buying a flip phone?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
No, it was like when you go to the bar and you meet a cute girl, you're not asking for their number anymore. You're asking for their Snapchat.
That or their OnlyFans.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
there's not, it's, I don't know, man. It's not how like it was for me and you growing up.
No.
Everything is done and communicated through the phones.
And that's what's kind of scary about like getting these like groups and stuff coming around like the fields and whatnot. One, it's like, how the hell are you guys even getting onto the fields like that?
Right.
Like I've talked to you before. How are you getting on there? And I haven't been able to get on there.
Right.
But like what the future holds with like common courtesy, even like in the hunting world out in the field and stuff like that. Like, are these guys gonna be complete assholes to you when you're out there? They're gonna be
just try to ruin your hunt.
We've had guys out there before, man, where we've set up on this field. Birds would be coming in, locked up from, I don't know, a mile away. You could just see them just floating in. It was like a strong wind. Like they're just floating
riding
right in.
that wind.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Old man gets on the back of his porch, 22, starts shooting at geese flying over top of us, thinking that we were out there trespassing. Yeah.
Really?
And it's just like, all right, I guess we're done now.
Pack her in.
Yeah, it's like,
get the trailer.
But it's the point of that though is the guys that ruin it before you.
Yeah.
Because now, even though those guys got the bad name,
yep,
they're already putting that bad name onto you as well. You know what I mean?
So it's mending that relationship back after it's been screwed and fucked up by somebody else just because they're a jackass. Yep.
It's tough.
There's a lot of that goes on around here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see that as much in Wisconsin at all. There's a lot more Wisconsin. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot more respect. There's a lot more integrity with the hunting. I feel like everybody out there hunts.
You think that's just the way that people grew up?
Honestly, 100%. That's how they're raised out there. Man.
I feel like even like north of us here, if you go up, past like Saginaw and stuff up that way, everybody's pretty much laid back. I mean, don't go after their deer, but other than that, you know what I mean?
Wisconsin's the same way. Their deer's everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I just think it's like the slower lifestyle in a sense.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I look at like Green Bay's got, I think, 300,000 people in the whole city. The Detroit metropolitan area is like close to 4 or 5 million. So it's you know what I mean? It's a slower pace over there. There's a lot more generational roots out there. What I've noticed in Wisconsin, so a lot of people hold true to that.
Well, half of the roots around here, I mean, yeah, they're already in the ground before,
Right.
I'll stop before I get myself in trouble on that one.
I could go on about that too.
I don't know. It's even like with the Point Moulet situation over there, which I've been to like some board meetings. I've been to on the phone. I've had Whitloms in here. Dick actually gave us one of those pictures up there, that canvas bag picture there.
Yeah.
But just some of like the stuff that goes around on these DNR hunting spot, like Harson's. I've only been to Harson's once, so I can't really speak on Harson's, but Point Moulet and other spots, it's like nobody knows how to even hunt anymore.
Right.
And that's kind of what like I want to get into the podcast stuff and talk to people. Like we're actually supposed to have Pit Boss on today. I don't know if you know Pit Boss.
Oh yeah, 125%.
So he was supposed to come on today, but he was out guiding this morning. But it's just like getting different views and teaching like the people that have questions or like want to learn something, and YouTube or something isn't going to show them because
right.
You jump on Facebook and people are jumping on your throat at it.
Oh man, you can't ask nothing on Facebook, and I feel bad for these younger kids. Like I was saying, when school ends, sports end, and they're catching themselves going to Whiskeys and Captains every weekend because they have nothing else to do.
Right.
I'd be more than willing to help them into hunting and teaching them the right way.
You hear that, Tim Rhodes? I'm going to go to the casino tonight. Should be sleeping, getting ready for hunting tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. Unless you're going to Whiskeys and meeting somebody. Like
right.
How we met.
You're right, yeah.
I don't know. It's different. If there was one thing that you could teach the youth-wise, or even like your biggest tip for people around here wise, what would it be?
Earn it the hard way.
That's a good one.
Earn it the long and hard way of grinding out, walking decoys in, walking them out, just learning the right way how everyone else had to learn growing up.
Yeah.
You're not going to just buy Sitka. You're not going to just buy Benelli. You're not going to just buy avians and throw them out there and kill limits of ducks and start a guide.
Oh, dude,
it's not how it works.
I had like $100 shotgun when I first started. Yeah. It was like it would shoot half the time.
Right.
And yeah, just built from there. You know what I mean?
That's it. And watch yourself progress over the years. If you love it this much.
It's more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So much more enjoyable.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch yourself evolve into a phenomenal. You can watch yourself evolve into a phenomenal hunter. You know,
and even like the hunting is one thing, but the biggest thing is just one as a person.
Oh yeah,
and the connections that come with like growing in a positive direction.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you say you're at Point Moulet, the guy next to you is sky blasting or shooting at your swing birds that are 80, 90 yards up in the air. It's like, you're probably not going to want to go over there and talk to that guy to see how he did or like have a friendly conversation with him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You start doing stuff the right way, which that's the old saying. You do the right thing when nobody's looking.
100. I live by that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
I mean, I think everybody in our generation, here we are sounding like we're 40, 60. Yeah.
Right.
But like it's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Like, and you could definitely tell the guys that live by that and don't, or never even thought about living by that way.
There's a couple guys around here. You probably know who I'm talking about. I've been around a long time. That there's a lot of guys around here that don't live by that.
Oh, I know one off the top of my hand.
We're probably thinking about the same person, but yeah, there's a lot of that.
Is it? I'll flag that one. So, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll flag that one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and the sad part is like people see his like, or not just his, but like anybody like that social media.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, I want to be like that, and then they go hang out with them, and it's like downhill right from
downhill.
There.
Oh yeah, and I've heard some fucking crazy stories that I can't even believe.
Oh yeah,
somebody would do to impose that they're a guide.
Oh, 100%.
To other people. Like I don't know, man.
I mean, how many guides are out there nowadays, though? I mean, growing up, I didn't even think there was any.
I know.
You know what I mean? There might be one or two, but now it's like.
I think the longest one that I've known since I even was like younger, that's been around the longest, I think is like Sunken Land's been around a long time.
Yeah.
They've been around a long time, and I always knew who Sunken Land was.
That's out what, west or north? Northwest? Okay, that's right.
I've never hunted with them or anything, but.
Yeah, I have heard from those guys, like heard of those guys for a long time.
Yeah. But it's like crazy how they pop up all over the place now. And it's like, I don't understand how, because the birds this year, like, have not been here like they normally are in past years. And the weather's been screwing us like crazy. Yeah. So it's like, how are you guiding? And how are there so many guides when there's only so many birds? And a lot of them are local that are smart, And you know
what sucks too out of everything? It just ruins it for like the younger guys, because these guys say the field hunting aspect of it all.
Yeah.
These guys are going out and paying like $100 a bird or whatever it may be.
Yep.
And what about that one kid that comes through that just wants to go hunt with his dad or his family or whatever, and now they got to pay $400 or $500 just to go hunt that one field for one day. And it's like, no, I'm not going to go do that. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of ruins it in that sense.
Yeah, it does.
It makes it tough. I know a lot of stories like that. Even for like turkey hunting.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. Any topics or any tips or tricks for scouting water?
Oh, I got to think about that, because I just go out there and do it.
Because in my opinion, I'm kind of the same way. I mean? Like for like in the fields, like
I got to break it down in my head.
Well, for like while you're thinking of that, for me, field hunting wise, like I tell everybody, like, just go out and drive around. Like, go do that. Well, for me, like, I already have like a map. Like, I already have like I'll look at my phone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last year we shot birds over here.
Yeah.
So let me go just check that out, and then I'm gonna go check out the spots that I've already seen, and then go from there. And it's just, there's so much more fine details like we talked about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. A big thing for me is like, I'm gonna be honest with you, a big confidence booster for me was when I moved to Wisconsin. We had like a lot of success on the water in Wisconsin when people weren't killing shit, but we were. I mean, it depends what type of bird you're targeting. For me,
True.
I know the mallards love those back pocket sloughs.
Right.
I mean, they'll pick a 10-foot hole of water
right.
if it's surrounded by cattails and they know a yoke can't get in there.
Right.
You know, for me, it's just, I think, get out there as much as you can. Get out there and watch and have binos and watch and go towards the spots where they want to be. I mean, if they're landing in one area, it's all right if you go scare them the day before you hunt. If that's where they're going to come back. You know what I mean? But go find exactly where they want to be. Follow them everywhere.
I'm doing
Same
that
with
tonight.
geese on fields. Yeah. Follow them right where they're dropping. It's a little bit harder on water, but you just being out there, patience and being out there as much as you possibly can.
But I think it's a time though too. Like one, it's year by year by year. Like you learn more and more spots, or like you get these little back pockets that are good if the water's high, or like you know what I mean. Like you get to find out those little spots, but the time spent out there, like I said, like in the beginning, just sit in the parking lot and watch where they're dumping in at, because you're gonna find some like weird spots that like. Oh, there's water back there? For example, this year we were hunting that same spot that I invited those guys out. Like that I was just showing you the picture.
Yeah.
It was the same, actually it was the same foggy morning that I invited them on. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, why are the birds dumping over there?
Yeah.
And it's standing field, So I went walking back there and I found this gorgeous little 20 by 20 little
it's wild
water spot back in the corner that I never even would have thought of even looking at.
Right.
And granted, we went there like the next day or something. We didn't shoot anything. They were already there in the afternoon, but like it was just like those kind of experiences. Like you just start learning about it all. You know what I mean?
You start putting the pieces together. Like, okay, if they're dumping back there, something's got to be back there where they're dumping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not just dumping in 30-foot high cattails. There's got to be something that opens up or a little pocket. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
What's kind of like the water spread that you're running out there?
Oh, late season, you're always going to throw a lot more decoys.
Okay.
Late season, I throw the book at them. Early season, it depends, man, because for me, teal season, don't get me wrong on my teal hunters out there, but I think teal season kind of ruins it for your opening day and your opening couple weeks there in the beginning. A lot of these mallards and stuff, you're not shooting at mallards, but a lot of them they're hearing the gunshots.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're
around the area. They're getting used to it. They know the shit's going on now.
Right.
And early season, I've been pretty successful on just throwing out 24 and a spinner, or we'll change it up and throw 3-4 pulsators out there or whatever it may be.
That's the biggest thing that I try to tell everybody too. It's like being different from everybody else, because everybody, like, throughout the entire year, they're going to run probably 2 to 3 dozen with 2 spinners.
Yep.
Everybody.
Yep. And sometimes this year we had great success early season throwing out 12 decoys and nothing. Maybe a pulsator to create some movement if there's not a lot of movement in the water, right? So, yeah, I think it's just basically trying to, like you said, watch, see what everyone else is doing. You're driving your boat back in, you see these spreads. Look at what look at their spreads. What are they doing? Talking to people, see what's working, what's not.
That's what I was telling Trav yesterday. We went out to Knutson's, and he was, I got to sneeze, I think.
That's
all right, I lost it. I know. So he's hunting this lake out by him. I don't know if I just said this or not, but he runs the page with me.
Yeah.
He's from like Kalamazoo area.
There's good hunting out there, man. I lived out there in Oshtemo too.
Okay.
Yeah, I lived out there for college.
You're a little bit everywhere.
What's that?
You're a little bit everywhere. Then.
Everywhere, my brother.
Huh, that's crazy.
New York City, Aberdeen, South Dakota, Columbus, Ohio, Macon, Georgia. I've been everywhere.
Holy smokes. Wow.
Yeah.
But he's going after these divers on this lake, and he's like, man, have you ever been to Knutson's? I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, the whole back wall is like full of decoys there.
Full of decoys.
So he's like, man, should I buy these buffalo head decoys? I'm like, no, dude. I was like, buy coots.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, just buy coots. Like, that's like, have you seen the Bo Brooks on TikTok?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you see like the
Bo Brooks, the Higdon guy?
Yeah. Did you see all the coot decoys that he bought?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I so badly want to just try that.
Yeah.
Like, if you went to like what's that marsh by Point Moulet off of Roberts?
Not Stone Cold.
No, it's gosh darn it.
Crosswinds?
No, it's down Roberts Road down there, right next to Point Moulet. It's in the Banana Dike.
Vermette?
Next to it.
Not the Strong.
No. One of the one. Anyway, down that way. Anyway. So badly just want to do like 3 to 4 dozen coot decoys and like 6 mallards and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because like you see those coots in there and those mallards are just dive bombing right now.
Oh, yeah. There was a morning that I went out and hunted with just me and the dog. Dude, I can't tell you how many coots, 500-600 coots, but then in the mix of those coots was another 150 gadwall mallards. And it, like they say, dude, they're a confidence decoy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They feel safe when they see those many birds loafed up right there.
And that's what, like, that spot we're hunting tomorrow, which will be the previous week when this drops, but we've hunted it like a lot more than I wanted to this year because like the birds, they're not leaving there, which obviously why would they? I mean, it's a prime spot. Yeah. You know? But it's one of those spots where every single time we go out, we're trying to do something different. Like we ran all duck decoys one time. We ran a couple goose floaters and like a half dozen or a dozen duck floaters. We ran duck full bodies on the bank. So tomorrow we're running all like goose decoys with a little bit of like the quiver butts and stuff.
Yeah, yep.
But just showing them something different for confidence to kind of just dump it. I don't even think we're running a spinner tomorrow.
When you were throwing, like you just said, with those duck decoys, were your geese coming into that?
Yeah. Yeah. So the very last day of season, we got done with a buddy hunt there in the morning, and we had birds dumping in still.
Yep.
And we just had him out there. So I was like, you know what? I want to take Ellie out there, the black lab. And I was like, I just want just me and her, see what happens out there, you know. Last day of regular season, let's see what happens. If I shoot one, great. If not, like, I'm spending it out there with her, you know.
Right.
Because I think it was like the night before or something. I seen that one show from Yeti, like that Sam. Have you ever seen that?
Sam.
Yeah, dude. Makes you want to cry at it.
As hell. Oh, fuck yeah. I know exactly what you're talking. I teared up.
Yeah. So me and my soon-to-be brother-in-law, we're crying on the couch at our Christmas party, and everybody's like, what are you doing? We're like, dude, we just seen the worst video ever. So I was like, I got to get Ellie out there tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I got
you start feeling guilty and shit.
Yeah,
you're
dude.
like, oh, fuck, man. I'm not spending enough time with my dog.
It sucked. And so I take her out there. I had like 7 duck decoys. That's all I had. No spinners, no nothing.
Right.
5-pack of geese to dump it right in, dude.
Yeah.
Like a couple quick clocks and dumped right in.
That's where they wanted to be, and that's it.
It's just, like I said, it's all about just being different. And I wouldn't even be totally against even hunting like with water. Throwing like 2 swans out there.
Yeah.
2 swan decoys. You look like an idiot driving out there, but I guarantee you shoot more birds than the guy that's making fun of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just throw all goose decoys out there. Yeah. Who knows, you know?
A lot of the thing, too, is like, if you do different shit like that, it don't matter who makes fun of you. You get back to the launch, it's like, what do you got to show for it?
Well, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know?
I don't know. I'm just so full. Like, our best hunt this year, I think we ran 6 decoys. And I think we shot like what did we shoot? I think it was like a 9-man or something like that within like 40
geese or ducks?
Geese in like 45 minutes or something like that.
6 decoys.
Yeah, 6 decoys. And the field was 50 by 50.
Really?
It was the tiniest little like back sweet cornfield.
That's
Oh, dude, wherever they landed in the field,
nowhere for them to
dying.
go. Yeah, nowhere for
nuts,
them to go. It's an entrapment.
It was insane. But yeah, it's just like the confidence though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, I'm big on not running like Jays out in the field. I'm big on like sitting on the field scouting.
Yeah.
Or maybe not even a field that I have permission on, but just sitting there watching the birds and seeing how they are out in that field.
100%.
And understanding it more.
I agree with that. I couldn't agree with that more. That's and my grandfather was a very knowledgeable man. He grew up on these waters, man, like in the 50s and 40s. You know what I mean? When
my grandpa probably knew him. He used to fish
probably
all the time.
Probably knew each. I guarantee it. My grandfather was out almost every day. He ran a grocery store business. He used to sell them to Greektown and stuff. So he made his own schedule.
I guarantee it then.
He
handlined a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee you knew my grandpa.
Yep. And he would say to me all the time, like, as I got older, too, before he passed away, he was like, mock what they do in the field or on the water. Just mock. Mock the spread the way they are. He goes, just set it up the same way the next day. Yep. He goes, and I guarantee you're going to kill more than whoever else.
And then you get these guys, like I said, that are running out there opening day running 10 dozen decoys.
Yeah. It doesn't look realistic.
Do we even have that many birds around right now? You know,
right. You're putting out more birds than there are in the area.
Yeah. It's like, what the heck's going on? Or like, I love seeing it like for like the field hunting wise, like they'll run like the entire trailer opening day, and it's like, you guys are hunting 50 birds.
Right.
Like, there's not 400 birds out here right now.
That's what we did too early season this year for geese, man. We weren't running a lot.
No, yeah. We usually run typically 3 to 4 dozen.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, if we get the big feeds and stuff like that, we'll throw a little bit more out there. But just everybody's running, even in the fields, they're running silhouettes, they're running the same shit out there. And it's like
all the time. Yep.
And what helps us too this year is we got the permanent blinds. So we have 2 permanent blinds. And
really?
Yeah, super nice, dude.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, super nice. So you just show up in the morning and
you're ready to go. Gun and shells.
Super nice. And it helps out so much, like, with just like only worrying about the decoys and not the blinds.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, you know.
Oh, I smell that one now.
Did he just let one rip?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
Rip, let one rip. That smells. It's like he got into jerky of yours somewhere.
Do you smell the jerky in it? Dude, I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's something's wrong with it.
That's awesome.
I don't know how awesome that really is.
Dude, he's stealing your jerky. He's a smart dog.
Pete's, man. I don't know. What else you got? You got anything else? I feel like we talked on a lot of good topics.
There's been a lot. It's just, I think it's been a long time coming, me and you meeting.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
For sure. Yeah, I think, we talked about the younger, like, generation.
Yeah.
You wanted to touch on Point Moulet a little bit, though, I think. Was it just the birds?
Oh, dude, Moulet can be a mess, man. You know, like,
so I haven't been there in a while.
Man, we had a time.
Last time I was there, it was like 20 parties tops.
Yeah, there's a lot of parties that went just because of the, man, like when I would come home and visit, I'd go out and scout on my boat, and we would see nothing on the water.
Yeah.
So you kind of have no choice if you don't have fields to go to those management zones. But we'd go, man, and we drew good every time, top 5.
Really?
Dude, the 5 times I went, I don't know if my grandpa was with me or what, but, man, we drew top 5 almost every time. We had corn every time. And even then, though, you got guys that, like you said, with the 22, we had a guy behind us doing the same thing.
Just busting.
Dude, on purpose. Yeah. They're cupping up. They're 10 feet off my water, but you could still see them off the corn. Yeah. And he just shoots randomly, and there's no birds behind us.
They're just shooting corn stalks off.
Trying to fuck us over. You know what I mean?
That's horrible. And I don't understand that because I'm more of like,
oh shit, here's another great story, man.
What do you got?
Me and the girl went hunting there last year before I moved away. I picked up probably close to fucking 4 or 5 birds, wounded mallards, greenheads, like just wounded in the dikes. Yeah, people not retrieving them or even going to look for them. You know, sending the dog back and forth to go pick them up. At least they're being harvested by somebody.
I had a guy, I forget who it is. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. He went out teal season.
Yeah.
I won't drop any names.
Right.
But these guys were shooting before shooting light. He got a limit of booing teal without even pulling the trigger once.
Wow.
So they would basically shoot, let them lay, and then the current would just kind of, or the wind or whatever it may have been that morning, just blew it. You'd send the dog out there, dog would go grab him. He was back to the boat launch. Yeah.
That's shady shit.
But I think that's like getting more and more around here, though.
Yeah.
Honestly. And it's sad to say that, but it's just.
I'm not going to name names, but I ran into a situation last summer. It was pretty bad. I reported it too. Guy shooting in July.
Really?
Yeah. Guy
around here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Holy smokes.
Shooting in July. Holding them up for me to see while I was training the dog.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shooting ducks, man.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know.
I say we blame that guy for such a bad duck.
Yeah, right. Seriously. So I don't know, man.
How do we change that, though?
I don't know. That's the thing.
It's
how
crazy.
do you change that? How do you put something together that's going to change all this shit?
I feel like, like I said before already,
I think.
Like that's what's so nice about like having the podcast and getting to reach out to more and more people, whether they say, sorry for all the construction in the background, but they're redoing the entire podcast like building here. So Yeah, that's going to be sweet when it's done. But whether people like say it out loud that they listen into the podcast or they don't, it's nice to be able to reach out to people and actually have them listen to like these kind of conversations, because not a lot of people have them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of this stuff, like, I mean, social media, it's mostly pile pics and whatever it is.
Yep. I can't say I'm not guilty of it. You know what I mean?
Who's not happy with a pile picture at the end of a good hunt? You know what I mean? Which I try to stop a little bit this year, which, you know, I'll slip up or whatever and make a video. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because of, like, people saying that we're guiding or whatever it is. So I don't even want to hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
But that's what's, like I said, that's what's nice about having, like, a platform like that we have and the mindset that we have to be able to try to push the positive like knowledge onto people,
right?
You know? And if we reach one or two people, it's one or two people more that, like, and that's the thing with this too. Like, I don't care if one person listens to it or 1,000 people listen to it. At least it's getting to that one right person,
right?
You know what I mean? That's kind of the mindset.
I mean, it's the same way like I met your dad.
Yeah.
You know, I was coming in there by myself doing the same thing. This was a while ago.
I forgot to ask him about that too.
Yeah, ask him about it. He might remember.
I will.
He said, "Hey, come sit with us. Finish the hunt off with us."
I gotta throw that out.
And yeah, man, we were just talking, chopping it up, you know. And
why can't people do that? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that was actually one of the first times though that I walked in on a spot where a guy was like, "Hey, come hunt with us. Don't worry about it. You know, come just sit here and we talk." Dude, your dad. It was awesome. We talked for about 30, 40 minutes till they left. And
I got a story for you here. We set up in this field, and it was right when, like, I was starting to get permission, like full permission on the main farm that we have.
Yeah.
And the other guy was kind of getting kicked off of it.
Right.
So about 7 o'clock, shooting light's like 7:10.
Yeah.
About 7 o'clock, the other guy rolls up into the field. And we're like, dude, what the heck is going on? He's like, well, you know, I'm hunting with you guys, or I'm hunting 100 yards away from you guys. I'm like, well, you're really not giving me much of an option, are you?
Yeah.
You know, we got snow covers on the A-frame. We got everything, and they got, like, nothing. So it's like, sweet, dude. Really appreciate you guys just burning the hunt. You know? First flock of decoys come in, or first flock of birds come in. Guy stands up, rolls one of my decoys over. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Are you serious?
I'm trying to do the right thing and inviting this guy out with us instead of calling the farmer at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
It's just the last thing that he wants to hear. And rolls one of my decoys, dude. Yeah, it was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
God, I'd be scratching the back of my neck so hard.
Oh, it was tough. It was tough because I talked to the farmer after. I mean, what do you do besides laugh after the fact? You know what I mean? Like, you can get mad all you want, but what's it gonna do? You know,
it's not gonna do any good.
No. But I don't know. Any more like tips or anything or?
No, I think I'm good. Yeah,
that's. I think. I mean, we touched on a lot of good topics today.
A lot of good topics.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming in, man. I appreciate
you having me, man.
Yeah, I mean,
glad to finally talk and actually meet. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad you came in, kind of checked out the place too. I mean, it's nice to have people coming in
beautiful.
And hang out and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Before we leave, I want to just big shout out to our sponsor, GK Calls, and then Gator Decoys. I don't know if you've heard about those guys.
I almost talked to you about them the other day when you reposted them. I want to find out more about them.
Let me know, because he's coming to hunt with me tomorrow.
Is he?
So he can bring some stuff up with him.
I would love to see it, man.
Okay.
Because I know you posted them before, and I never really got on I couldn't find a website for them or couldn't find product for them. But yeah,
after this, we'll look at it.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll get on the phone with him if you are wanting anything.
I'm outfitting a trailer right now.
Okay.
So.
All right, yeah. We'll hook it up then.
Okay.
And then Migra ammunition. I mean, I don't know what you're shooting, but Migra's been. You are shooting Migra too?
Yeah, I shoot Migra, baby. That's
stone cold.
You can't beat that stack
stone cold. Yeah, man. It's crazy. But no, big shout out to all those guys, man. Big shout out to everybody listening in. Thanks for coming again, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kyle. I appreciate it.
Until next time, we'll see you guys.